Mike, checkity check. Mike, we good to go? Are we good to go, man? We're good to go. All right, man. We're good. We are good. Let me check my email real quick. All right. Let's see. What we got?
Right now.
Let's got. Okay. You know, we gotta stop saying the new normal. It's normal. It's the life. Life right now is normal. We're about to approach the 1 year anniversary of the whole COVID situation. Blah 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 blah. We like this is how it is. We got to stop these whole like, oh, once the pandemic is over. No, we're forever going to be in a pandemic. It's just how it is. There's so many strains. There's so many diseases. That's just how. And we just realized it. But this is how it is. It's normal. We're here. We're living. We're breathing. We're aging. I'm aging less than others. Whatever. Not gonna wood. What we got? What we got today? Energy internet. Okay. It's a Shi-Fi podcast, episode 85. Life's moving right now. It's not on fast mode anymore. We've slowed down. We've chilled. Personally. But, you know, Dallas, Texas. We're booming. We're back into it. Texas is back. We're free. We were frozen was that last week? Wow, that was last week. Jeez. Yeah, we're moving. We're booming. We're living. All right. Well, we got a lot of NBA things. We have a lot of. Let's see. Shout out to everybody listening on Spotify, Apple. If you're on Apple, like leave a review. Like all you gotta do is just like put it 5 stars. That'd be kind of funny. I think I have like 3 reviews on there for some reason. I think it's just straight up just stars. Let me check it. I haven't checked it in a while. Who's this? Oh, okay, that's me. 3 ratings. I'm still on there. All right. What we got today? Is this not right? I'm just double checking things. All right, man. Are we about to talk NBA? Man, NBA is booming now. NBA is booming. It's running. This is like one of my favorite times of the year where like All-Star stuff is approaching. So it's about to exceed greatly with the pressures of the season itself. Okay. The All-Star. Okay, let's start with the All-Star stuff. All-Star rosters came out the other day, and at first they were extremely questionable because they left Devin Booker out of the first unveiling. But since Anthony Davis is hurt, he cannot play in the All-Star game. So they put good old Devin Booker in. I am glad because if he wasn't going to get in, that was going to be a atrocity or whatever that word is called. Let's see. What was he going to put? What was he going to say? And okay, the thing about the whole Devin Booker thing that I'm really confused on is if you're going to have any player from that team, it's going to be Devin. I don't like CP3 should not have made the All-Star game if that was the case. You can't have CP3 in the All-Star game and not Devin Booker. That's all I'm saying. Devin Booker is the reason why they are so good. I will say Chris Paul has elevated the team itself. in general, because they are a 4 seed now, which is wild. But I'm happy for Devin Booker right now. He is been one of my favorite players for in this new generation. I've always kind of called him the Kobe of this generation, just because he has the green light on every time he steps on the court. So I'm glad for Devin Booker, happy for him. Now I will say my All-Star snub, no one's really talking about it, and sometimes I feel like I like him too much. Not okay, like I'm a fan of him too much. Trae Young, like I know he's not a fan favorite, but he was top 5 in points and assists last year. He's averaging probably the same stats now. And no one's really making a crazy case for him, which is surprising. But what was I going to say? But yeah, Trae Young, what's the man? I guess he's not averaging as many points. He's 8th in points and 3rd in assists. That's still pretty amazing. I don't know. Is Steph Curry not in the All-Star game? Oh, okay, he's a starter. Wow, good for him. But Trae over Vucevic. Vucevic isn't that great of a player, and they have the same amount of wins. The Magic are what? The Hawks are better than the Magic right now, standings wise. But I just don't get. Yeah, Trae Young. I think Trae Young should not easily, but I think Trae Young should easily be in. And I think a lot of people get misconstrued with how I'm a fan of him, because I think I'm from Dallas and the whole Luka Trae rivalry. I think Luka and Trae are the two faces of the future NBA, like the long term future. They're both 20 and 21 years old. They're babies, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, I just kind of thought Trae would be a shoe-in for the All-Star game. I don't know, just kind of thought that. But I'm happy for Julius Randle. I'm happy for Julius Randle, Dallas's own. Yeah, I'm happy for that dude. I will say it's kind of interesting seeing like the Eastern Conference is very younger or younger than the Western, because the West has CP3, LeBron, Steph, Kawhi. Like they got the older guys, but I kind of like the recent trend of the Eastern Conference being a very youngish crowd. It's kind of interesting. I think I saw where all the All-Star or all the players on the team have either 5. Okay, no. The players on the Eastern Conference who have more than 5 Eastern or no, who has more than 5 All-Star appearances are the 3 veterans from the Nets, KD, Harden, Kyrie. Other than those 3, everyone has either 5 or less All-Star appearances. The West, it's just kind of crazy, like 6 All-Stars. You got 17 with LeBron, 11 with CP3, I think. And I don't know, I kind of like that youngish. Eastern Conference has always been kind of, I think, especially last year as well, they were young as well. And yeah, it's very cool to see. What was I going to talk about? The Celtics are in a little pickle. They have 2 All-Stars, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and they are currently, right now, per February 25th, 2021, out of the playoff picture right now. They are 9th in the Eastern Conference. That is crazy to think that the Heat have a better record than the Celtics right now, be honest, the Heat have been trash. The Celtics have just been not doing it right. And there's been a weird brouhaha with wanting to fire Brad Stevens. I don't know if that's the right decision. I know we have to fire coaches because that's the first thing teams do, but that's Brad Stevens. Like, he's had 2 Eastern Conference Championship appearances, and just to wipe that out now, it's just. I saw a very amazing tweet. It was saying the Brooklyn Nets in 2013 traded their future to the Celtics, and the Nets probably will make the finals before the Celtics with this year. It's kind of crazy. Celtics have always just been super frustrating because they've been so close, and it almost seems like they're just one big move away from the finals or from having a great elite 2 to 3 year spurt. They've always been that team, and I think the whole fire Brad Stevens thing is going to turn into more of a, what are you doing, Danny Ainge? Need to make some more moves with the Celtics. For fun, I saw some Bradley Beal to the Celtics rumors. Not going to happen, but maybe. That'd be kind of cool. No, it would not. Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and Beal. Man, is it me or I've always felt like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have the same body. They kind of have similar play abilities. They're like a 3 and a 4 at the same time. But they're both out there at the same time. I think also big blame is to Kimba. He's just I like this little trend he's got going on where Kimba smiles after like big or bad moments, and Twitter kind of like roasts him for it a little bit. Yeah, the Celtics got to figure something out. I mean, the Luka buzzer beater against them was kind of a big deal. And then also losing to the Hawks by 20 last night. Last night was the downfall. It was where, okay, we need to do something about this, I guess. And the Eastern Conference from the 4 seed to the 11 or the 12 seed is going to 13, 14 is going to be just a bloodbath. It's crazy. There's only 3 teams in the Eastern Conference with winning records right now. And we're almost halfway through the season. That's wild. That's kind of crazy. There's 8 teams in the Western Conference with winning records. Wow. The Mavs, who are the 9th seed right now, would be the number 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. Crazy. Again, I think the Eastern Conference is just young right now, man. They're just young. I mean, of course, you got the Sixers, the Nets, the Bucks, but then other than that, you got Julius Randle, Trae Young, Bradley Beal, Levine, LaMelo. It's a young crowd up there. It's a young crowd. We'll see what the Heat do. We'll see what the Celtics do. I mean, teams like the Heat, Raptors, and the Celtics will be I think the Celtics are going to make the playoffs, but I think the Heat and the Celtics and the Raptors will be very dangerous teams to maybe upset teams like the Bucks or the Sixers. The Nets are definitely going to make the finals. They are amazing. I will say with the Nets, I am a little bit surprised just because I need to look at the shots, because at first I was like not a fan because Kyrie makes me nervous with his just the way he moves sometimes, his thinking, his thought process, his opinions makes me nervous a little bit. But I did not have any problem with Harden going into that team because I think Harden has proved that he can easily play with playmakers. I think the whole Harden CP3 experiment was extremely pivotal when it came to assessing this Harden to the Nets because Harden CP3 somehow made it work, being both point guards at the same time. Very, very impressive. So I did not have any doubts that Harden could play with Kevin Durant or a player like Kyrie. But the fact that Kyrie kind of says things here and there or shoots too much, Kyrie shoots too much sometimes. And I do need to double check the recent box scores, but the Nets are on a 7-game win streak. They haven't had Kevin Durant for this win streak. I think he played maybe the first couple of games in this win streak, but the Nets are gonna walk to the finals if Kyrie can maintain this normalcy. I have no problem with Kyrie, but sometimes he could be very how do I say this? This kind of disrupts the chemistry sometimes unnecessarily. But I'm also glad that Kevin Durant and Harden are very laid back personalities. So maybe that balances each other out where maybe Kyrie says something outlandish, but Kevin Durant and Harden don't really care. Like I think Kevin Durant really does not care about Kyrie's weirdness. Um, I remember Kevin Durant and Kyrie were on like an Instagram live thing, and Kyrie was just like talking about incense and stuff, and Kevin Durant just kind of nodded his head and stuff. And I think that was a great picture of what this team is, where Kyrie just talks and talks and does his thing, and KD and Harden just kind of nod their heads like, yeah, see you on the court. So it could work. It's going to work. And the whole like, oh, their defense is bad. Like, okay, cool. It's 2021, man. No one defense isn't extremely that pivotal sometimes. I've never really been big on like having a defense in the NBA. I don't know. Never have been big on it because it's basketball. And have you seen the last 10 years of the NBA or since the Warriors? It's just who can score the most at the end of the day. It's an all-star game. Every game is beginning to be a 1990s all-star game. That's a good quote, honestly. Yeah. I'm glad Harden is getting media love just because he's on a super team or a great team. Harden, this isn't even prime Harden. That's a sad fact. This isn't even the best Harden right now. But the media's loving him. The ring culture's I hate ring culture. To where like you win a ring and now you can be a top 50. Because watch the Nets win a ring and then Harden is like in top 25 all-time arguments. So this is how it is. That's why I don't blame people for moving teams in a way where they can win a better chance to win a ring. Not like a KD to the Warriors type of thing, but just putting themselves in a better position. I'm kind of worried about the Lakers. Kind of worried with Anthony Davis being hurt, and they're on a 4-game losing streak. They got blown out by the Jazz last night. And their schedule is very difficult with the second half schedule with the I think they have some of the most games, and they have like a 7-game road trip, I think. Yeah, barely any of these teams have 2 days off in a row. That's bonkers, to be honest. What else? What else in the NBA? Luka game winner. Congrats. Ugh, man, hiccup. Congrats to Luka. That Luka with the left corner arch three. That shot he hit against the Celtics is very similar to the shot he hit with the Clippers last postseason. Maybe is that gonna be his move? Is that gonna be his iconic area? I saw a cool thing that that one of my friends, Blake Chancellor, said. What the 27-7-7 is for LeBron is what 29-9-9 is going to be for Luka. I think it's very accurate right now. We'll see how Luka improves in the future. I think he could like be a 30-10-10 guy. He's got potential. He's got potential. Like, I'm not kidding when I keep saying like he's going to be a top 10 player of all time. Like, he has everything. He has all the capabilities. The big thing is the organization. The organization is a huge thing. Being in Dallas, being with Mark Cuban. The only question is if Mark Cuban is going to surround him with better talent. That's going to be the big thing in the next 3 to 4 years. All right, what else? All right, can I go on a rant real quick? Clubhouse is the worst app ever. People are so bored that they go on an app and talk with random people and talk smartly, and is like entrepreneurs and all that. I think I went on Clubhouse the other day because I was bored. Yeah, let's see. But I was bored and I was curious on what Clubhouse is. So I was like kind of looking into more, and people just talking about just the randomest things at like noon or like 2 p.m. I'm just like, guys, can put your phone down and like improve. Like, yes, connections are cool and all, but like I think people rely too much on connections sometimes. They think, oh, if I meet this one person, like, fam, your connections have done nothing for you much in your life so far. So what age are you going to do like, okay, maybe I need to be more harder on myself type of thing? It's like, yeah, you can get certain things with certain connections, but at the same time, it's like, okay, cool. I think some of it is a not a myth, but just a dream sometimes. Like, oh, you're gonna meet that person that's the CEO of this one company is gonna be give you a manager spot. All those stories you hear turn out to be very sketchy. I mean, I've had a couple situations where I've met the COO or the CFO of this one company, and they're like, "Yo, let's hire you." Like, this has been years now. Let's hire you, and I'm like, "All right, cool, amazing." You know, my like big-eyed self was like, "Oh my god, this is how it's gonna be. I'm gonna be making millions." And just by like nothing, and it turned out to be just sketchy things and like sketchy situations, as in like, oh, the thing you told me was extremely opposite than what I'm actually doing, and so I'm going to quit this employment. Oh, you want me to go to this sketchy building 45 minutes away to like clock in orders, and then you don't text or call back within 48 hours or something, and it's just like, all right, something's not adding up. So connections are huge. Certain connections, like, don't go to like, I don't know. I did this a lot, but everybody I think goes through this phase where they go through conferences. I went through every ethnic conference. I went through a lot of conferences, I was like, yo, make connections, LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. I went to all types of conferences. I went to an accounting, especially in the accounting world. I think in a 3-month span, I went to an African American, um, African American accounting conference. I went to a Hispanic accounting conference. I went to a normal accounting conference, and I was just making connections left and right, which is cool, but like I was thinking like, oh, I'm set. I'm good. But like, it's not the end all end all. Like, you're not gonna be set for life after those conferences. It's cool. I encourage people to go through that phase. Like it's a good phase to go through. Um I very I mean, with those LinkedIn connections, I have very random mutual connections to where we know of each other. And I think honestly, me being a white dude like around like African American conference, Hispanic conference, I think they remember me more in a weird way, just because I stood out more. I think they like really liked how I participated. I don't know. That's a whole other story, but um, I think I'm still gonna encourage people to like make connections, but at the same time, just don't like bank your whole life on it. And that's how it is with Clubhouse. I think people spend like 12 hours, like so many hours on Clubhouse, and it's like use like hey maybe at worst or at best, okay, go 2 hours a day on Clubhouse if you're like into that world a lot. Fine. But I just feel like so many people are going to I think so, like the average dude is gonna waste so many hours on it. I think. I don't know. Or if you just have no direction in life and you're just like, what's out there? Fine. I don't know. But make sure you have a balance on Clubhouse. It's just, I just can see a lot of potential in how many people can waste their time or like kind of think they're doing something when they're not. Like, I don't know. It's, I just see the potential in the sketchiness because I know a lot of people are very like they call themselves a CEO of things, and the thing they're a CEO of is not that crazy of a company, or it's like not that big. Like you can easily be a CEO these days. Easily. And I just don't want people to get tricked. That's all. That's all. What else? I think that's it, honestly. I think that's it of my venting. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. That's about it. All right, songs of the week, shout outs. All right, shout outs. No, I'll do song of the week first, even though I did a podcast episode literally 2 days ago. Um, I am going to say Time Today. Time Today by Moneybagg. Moneybagg Yo. I like Moneybagg Yo. Lil Baby like kind of put me onto him because every Lil Baby song with Moneybagg hits, and they just that type of rap is really attractive to me because it's just kind of like attractive is a very sus word in describing this, but hey, um, but it's just a where I've talked about this a lot. Like every line is its own thing. Like one line, move on. One line, move on. I think a lot of like you can tell an old rapper by the way he um tries to paint a picture and like tries to tell a story, or like I went to the store today, I ate some bread, then I got some bread, and then I took it home today to make more bread. Like no, just be like I made my bread, about to watch TV, I'm zooming in like a video. Like I just stupid things like just like that, just one line move on, one line move on, that's all right. Shout outs. um Shout out. Shout out to everybody in school right now. This has been a COVID academic year. The worst of it was last semester, the big COVID semester, but I'm just glad school was going on. People who are just keep on progressing in this, we think it's crazy, but it's just how the world's evolving. It's fine. Like, it's just how it is. There's no new normal. This is normal. If it's new to you, it's old to me. Okay, all right. I couldn't do that. If it's new to you, adjust to the newness. It's how it is. Every year we think the world's crazy. It's not. We're just more accessible to things more. We just have access to things more, to this crazy world. It's always been crazy. It's always been crazy. All right. That's it. Thank you for watching. This has been the Shi-Fi Podcast, episode 85. Man, I'm glad to get this podcast back and on. Gotta get up. Gotta hit up Josh a little bit and other people. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. Peace. Have a good one. Blah. Shi-Fi out.